You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Wepa! What up, mi gente? It's your boy, Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. So today, we have a great friend the Comic Crusaders family, but he is not just that, of course. He is an amazing photographer. He's also the man behind the best film fest out there, all right? Intended for us geeks that tours and conventions and all is dope. Let me introduce the man himself, Mr. Bill Ostroff. Wepa, how you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, man, welcome to the show, kiddo.
Thanks. That's quite the opening. That's quite the opening, I have to say.
Yeah, but you're the boss man here, bro. You're killing it with this amazing film fest. You know, I've had the pleasure of interviewing many of the wonderful people that have been involved in GeekFest. I mean, dope stuff. Thank you for putting me on to such amazing geek goodness.
Of course.
Yeah, you're a very valuable man in the world, bro.
Gonna keep on getting better, I hope.
Oh, well, definitely. I know. With 10 years, bro. 10 years. Wow. We're gonna dig into what the plans are for the 10 years. But before we even get into all that goodness, you know, talk about getting to those 10 years. So talk a bit about yourself, but like where your OG from and what was GeekFest birthed from?
Oh, okay. So I would say originally I've been a geek since childhood. I've always enjoyed geek films. I've always enjoyed sci-fi, horror, fantasy, fan films, things like that. I've been going to conventions for probably 25 years. GeekFest came out of what I think is the need for an event that actually catered to the filmmakers that were making genre films. Because there's plenty of film festivals out there where you get like your one and done sort of festival, and you know you may be part of that festival, but you're not being celebrated as a geek filmmaker. So GeekFest was born out of an idea I had about 11 years ago. I contacted a bunch of the festival or the convention runners, and it was like, hey, I have this idea. I want to do a film festival where we travel around the country. We show the same films over and over again in different venues. We offer filmmakers opportunities unlike any other film festival or convention out there. And and it sort of grew from very, very meager events in the first year to, jumping into, huge events and the potential of millions of people seeing our stuff at conventions all around North America.
Yeah, a big shout out to Hades from Mesa Imagination saying, I bloody love what GeekFest does. It's genius.
Well, thank you. Appreciate
it. He's from overseas. I mean, does GeekFest even go overseas? Or is that in the future plans? It's popping in.
Well, we're hoping to. We have a couple connections right now in Australia to try to get into the Supernova events.
Oh, dope. Okay.
So we're looking into that. We're also in talks with Fan Expo. This year we're probably starting. I mean, I don't want to jinx it yet, but our hopes are we'll be starting in Orlando in March this year.
Okay.
At an event that's named very much like your name.
It's my con. You know what I mean?
Yes.
To these people. What's popping there? For real. All right. So how was it received when you initially started GeekFest? Did you have connections with filmmakers? Was it nicely received? Did you have trouble? I mean,
not really. One of the things that I think makes me different than most film festival directors is I also have a freestanding film festival called First Glance, which I've been producing for 25 years, both in Philadelphia and in Los Angeles. That is an independent film festival. So it's not as genre specific as GeekFest, but I would say about 12 or 13 years ago, I had a fan film in the Star Wars Fan Film Awards, and I was like, this is cool. This needs to be in different places and not just at it was at San Diego Comic-Con, and it was there was a lot of hoopla, which is great because San Diego is a huge event. But I thought, wow, what if I could get my short film into other convention film festivals? And what I realized was there were no film festivals at comic conventions. So
Hmm.
besides the very few, like let's say Dragon Con in San Diego and WonderCon, which has like a children's film festival, there wasn't really any traveling events that were horror, sci-fi, fan film,
Yeah.
and sort of fantasy
Even
specific.
animation, folks. Even
Yeah,
animation.
animation. Yeah, yeah. Anything that works within the geek realm is what we look to screen. So live action, animation, a combo of both. Short films, documentaries, web series. Anything that speaks to the general population of a Comic Con. And we've been really successful. We even weathered the pandemic storm for 2 years. We went mostly virtual for 2 years. And now we're back in year 10. We're hoping this to be our biggest event yet. We're hoping to have at least 10 conventions this year.
Okay.
I know right now we're 100% for Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario, which is in May.
Ooh.
We are looking at Long Beach Comic-Con in September, LA Comic-Con in December, and we're in talks with quite a few conventions throughout the United States. I'm hoping we'll have some information. Unfortunately, due to the holidays, everybody stops
Yeah, the month is
conversing.
just starting. Don't you worry, brother. Because
So
again, once you start hearing and seeing what you got.
I imagine by mid-January, late January, we'll know. We'll also be starting to announce our official selections later this month.
Ooh, oh man, I cannot wait. Cannot wait. And talk about these events because I know during the year, I mean, yes, he's celebrating 10 years, Haiti. 10 years of grinding. Look at this guy. He's
Yes.
an inspiration.
And I'm
Real,
only
man.
and I'm
Thank you.
only 15, so it's crazy.
So talk about this, man. What was going on? What is this trophy? What was going on last year? What was this all
Oh,
about?
okay. So at all of our events, we have especially our local events in LA, Long Beach, Ontario. We have a lot of really good friends of GeekFest that are both come out to our events as well as are part of our women in sci-fi, women in horror panels. We do that at each of our events if we have the ability. So one of my friends, Gigi Edgley, who's been hanging out with me for the last 10 years, hangs out at the booth space and helps us with
Nice.
our signings and autographs and photo ops. And so we had about 12 amazing women at LA Comic Con this past December that were at our booth that did panels. And it's what we sort of do. We're very much supportive of not just
You mean
independent,
like one of these panels right
like
here?
one of those panels. Yes, that
Yeah,
was our women of horror panel.
yeah. Check it
Um,
out. Let me play a little sample snippet so they could get just a taste of the awesomeness. Oh wow. Look at the people I have on the stage. I mean, and I chose her specifically because of some image you shared. She wasn't too happy with. So that'll make up for you. See, I'll give you the spotlight
oh,
on that
great.
particular panel. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'm
that
the guy
that was
behind.
fun.
I'm the guy behind the scenes. I don't care to be in front of the camera all that much.
No, as you could tell, he stays quiet. And check this out. This is the women of sci-fi.
Well, all right. Thank you, Gigi. I feel like you'd be surprised what people can see, especially in this day and age. You can get your hands on anything. So my name's Jolene Anderson, and I've done a bunch of different stuff. I do a lot of video games. I've been Ada Wong in the RE2 remake. I was in the Marvel Avengers game.
Look at this guy covering the camera.
Life
What are you
is
doing?
Strange, Tomb Raider.
TV.
As far as movies go, I was in Attack of the Unknown, Alien Specimen. I've got a couple other
Wow.
things under my belt. I do a lot of TV, usually playing bad guys. I'm not ashamed of that. It's a really great gig. I was on Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Played a good guy.
That's where I know her from.
And that's about it.
Ah, see, there you go.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all, guys. That's it. That's all
Like I had to choose her because she's familiar to me. Like, all right, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
That's all good. They all should be familiar if you watch the. I think we have the entire run of each of those panels. I think they're
everything's all on YouTube, right on the GeekFest.
Yes. It's actually on the First Glance.
That's First Glance Film Festivals. Yes.
Yes, but it's the GeekFest playlist, so anybody can find them. You can also find them on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, all of our socials and stuff.
You need to subscribe right now to First Glance Film Festivals on YouTube. All right, check it out. A lot of cool stuff right there.
Yes. Plus, we have our trailers and any other interviews that we do. So yeah, and these ladies were amazing. They're all very talented. They're
that's that award there, because the two ladies have that GeekFest thing. But what's this?
That's our little Best of Fest award. It lights up and everything. It's really kind of cool. So at each event, we also give out awards, and at the LA Comic-Con, because it's a sort of our home event and it's the last event of the year, we give out these really cool etched awards, and the filmmakers really love it. So it's a really I just think it's a great event. It's great for us to be able to boost independent filmmakers, to boost women that are in indie film, specifically horror and sci-fi, give an opportunity for folks to meet, and we have a fun time, and it's at each event, it's a little bit different depending on, who we can bring in, but the idea of it is just celebrating geek genre films.
As we should. I mean, look at everybody's there, happy, big smile.
Oh God, yes, of course.
On the circuit with you. I mean, look at that. You're having a great time.
Of course.
This is what it is, man. This is what it is. Even Billow got to get in on the action here.
Well, a little bit. I got to show my face. I got to show my face at least for, at least for Getty Images. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun. We got a lot of great entries this year. We're still finalizing our voting from our 50 or so members, which is really cool. Our judges are both celebrities and GeekFest alumni, and some of the women of GeekFest. And
who the hell is this guy?
Yeah,
I may not be as pretty, folks, but we definitely hang out and give out some dope prizes.
That's our convention Barker. He's the guy that gets people to our booth at MegaCon. So hopefully we'll be back at MegaCon in March this year, which means
hopefully in the Northeast too.
I'm hoping to be. We're hoping to be in the Northeast. We're hoping to get to the Philly Fan Expo Philly. We're hoping to potentially get somewhere New Yorky. We're hoping to get to Chicago, to Dallas, to Toronto. Maybe overseas. So yeah, it's just a matter of if filmmakers have an event that they think would work for us, please direct message us, and we'll look into the events. If you have the name of a festival convention programmer, get us in touch. Because we're going to provide you with with a lot of content, a lot of great films, and if you have your favorite home convention and it doesn't have a film festival, let's get us in there.
And I think even if you're a city that wants to celebrate in geek culture, maybe there's a local theater that wants to get in on the action, and maybe host something at a theater. Wouldn't that be cool too, bro?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're debating. I mean, it was something that we were planning on doing probably by year 8, is to have an end of year event in a theater so that we could show all these films theatrically over a weekend. But obviously the pandemic sort of put a damper on that. So sort of depending on how this year goes, we may have an end of year event at a
Okay.
Los Angeles area theater.
So you're definitely not dumping the idea. It definitely will be revisited just
It'll
later
definitely
on.
be revisited. Yeah, I mean the issue obviously in year 8 was there were no events in year 8.
There was a
And
year, right?
there it was virtual. There
Only
was
playing.
year
Yeah.
7 and year 8 were both mostly virtual. We did have like an event or two during sort of like pandemic downtimes. But obviously they weren't well attended, unfortunately, because most of those events were, they were hard to produce. Both for us and for the conventions. But we wanted to be supportive of the conventions that we've been to, so we definitely tried to be part of them as much as we could.
Excellent, excellent. So all right, so this is the one with that so far that we know is that for happening thus far.
Yes. The one in May is definitely happening at Comic-Con Revolution. That's in Ontario, California, and I'm pretty sure that we'll at least have Jackie Dallas there with us,
Woo!
who's a
Jackie,
long
shout out.
yes, yeah. So a long time supporter, judge, panelist, host, actress, producer. She does it all. So we're hoping that we may get a larger booth space there, so that we might be able to invite one or two other women of sci-fi or horror to hang out with us over the weekend. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, I think I'm hoping that we'll have an event in March in Orlando, and then a few. My goal is that like by February we should have at least 6 to 8 conventions ready to announce.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so I know this year is too late. I know, I was asking you about the call for entries, no longer open, correct? But if they want to get involved, what's that process like for next
Oh,
year?
if they want to get involved, it's really simple. They can follow us on socials. Our call for entries normally opens up in July and runs from July until December for the following year. And how it works is that whatever selections we make now, they will basically be screened throughout the year with us at any of the conventions that we go to that give us a full programming slate. And that's normally 6 to 8 hours of screenings. Some events will be a little bit less, some will be a little bit more. And it all just depends on the convention itself, as opposed. So, we may have an event that gives us 3 hours, so we'll take the 3 hours of best stuff and bring it with us.
They're the top voted.
Yeah. But the great thing about it is that we're giving the filmmakers the opportunity to be screened and seen, potentially all over the country, and it's only one entry fee, so it's not like they're entering every single event separately.
Yeah, I remember helping you once and seeing the filmmakers, enter and watch their own films finally on the screen. You just see their energy and their enthusiasm, how excited they are. Some reduce to
Oh yeah,
tears, even like, "Oh my God, this is my joint." I'm watching it on the big screen. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
man,
that's the
good
thing.
on
It's
you.
like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, we want to be able to show it on larger screens because most people just watch these things on their computers or on their phones. And, the idea of a film festival is for a community to get together and watch this stuff. And, one of the the incentives that filmmakers have too is that at each event, you vote on everything you watch at the event. We do it through Google Forms. So you have a voting system. And at the end of the weekend, we announce our winners. So, your film has the opportunity of winning, at large and small Comic-Cons throughout, the country.
Oh yeah, big time. And definitely we need the fans to get involved and support these amazing opportunities at the conventions for sure. I mean, that's why we're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
start
yeah.
doing some giveaways. At least the ones with you, we gotta start doing giveaways and entice people. Like we'll give you free tickets if you visit one of these awesome events. Watch the
Oh yeah,
panels,
yeah,
you get
yeah.
a free
Well, we
ticket
give.
for our stuff because we have fun. When Mega and Below hang out, it's a wrap, folks. You're getting good stuff. Just ask the people at MegaCon and back at Rhode Island as well when I was doing things there. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. MegaCon, we
right,
had a really good time. So we're hoping to grow that, into other conventions around the country and do giveaways. We also offer, filmmakers complimentary weekend passes.
Yes.
So, they get to go to the conventions themselves for the
So
entire
they could
weekend,
watch
which
their
means
film.
they can watch their film, they can promote and market, they can dress up in cosplay if they want. Periodically we have cosplayers at our booth as well. The idea of GeekFest is really, it's just to amplify the filmmakers and get them out
Excellent.
there and show their stuff. And if they invite family and friends. And the other thing is that at some of the smaller cons, we'll invite people to come out and help us at the booth for a couple of hours a day, and they get a free pass through the entire weekend. So we try to make it so that they're not working behind the booth the entire weekend. It's just a couple of hours to help us out if they want to go to their local event for free. So yeah, we just try to make a whole community out of it. And if people go to our website, they can see all of our judges, and a lot of them are you can you'll know some of the names, some of them you may not. Some of them are alumni of our festival. Some of them you'll see on TV and film. But yeah, they've all been very supportive since day one.
As they
And
should, man. It's helping them. You're doing good work here, but with this amazing program. So let me ask you here: in this
Mhm.
10-year journey thus far, what has been one of your biggest highlights, memorable highlights?
Well, I would say, back in our very beginnings, um, in your first year of any event, it's hard to get people involved. But we were able to actually get Stanley involved in the very beginning.
Whoa!
He became a judge, and
Really cool.
yeah, oh yeah, he was a judge like the first 2 years of the event. And it was just an amazing, it was an amazing thing, because it's like when you think about geeks, and you think about conventions, and you think about you know the fan films and sci-fi and horror, and just trying to
Hmm.
get the word out there. There's no bigger like mouthpiece than Stan Lee.
Oh hell yeah! He was definitely a megaphone.
Yeah,
Wepa.
exactly, exactly. So it was great to have him as part of the events. We had hoped at some point to get a little bit um, more involved, but unfortunately, he passed. But
Yeah.
if it wasn't for him, and I think his original um, support, I don't know exactly where GeekFest would be.
Oh wow, folks, you see this? If Stan the Man supported, you know you got to as well, man.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
If the spokesman supported, you
Well,
feel
no,
me?
it was,
Awesome.
it was a great get for us. It was something that energized us in the first year, because it was really, the first year of the event. It was an entire year of actually planning to make the event happen.
Okay.
And we felt like, having a couple of, sort of big names involved would be something that would help us in getting the word out. And it was,
Absolutely.
it was great. It was great. And like I said, I mean, we really appreciated it. And
Wonderful.
just people just celebrated his 100th. It's unfortunate he's not here with us anymore, but you know you can still feel the Stanley bump.
Of course.
So
And
it's
it's going
great.
to be felt for many, many years to come.
Yeah.
So, talking about celebration, let's talk about biggest lesson you've learned in the journey.
Wow. I think the biggest lesson is not uh to overpromise. um there's events out there that overpromise. There's film festivals out there that overpromise. There are you know you just we just take it as we come, and we try to be as honest as we can about our events. um Not all of them are at giant conventions. Some of them are, but you know what, even at some of the smaller conventions, we end up with bigger audiences because there's less competition.
Yes.
So one of the things that I learned, that like, yes, we could be at MegaCon Orlando where there's 100,000 people, but we could also be at our local convention in Long Beach, and more people that we end up with standing room only in our screening room, because we're
Oof.
not fighting with 67 other panels.
They're going
So
on at the same time.
yeah, well, right, exactly, exactly, and we're always going to be in competition with something at a Comic
Yeah.
Con. Um, But that's also why I'm looking into developing a 1-day event at a theater where we're the only thing.
Yes. Yeah,
So
that's manifested, man. And anybody want to get involved, help out, know of theater opportunities. I know Bill is based on the West Coast, so hit him up.
oh
What you
yeah,
got to do is follow geekfestla.com, folks. Hit him up on the DMs, the PMs on Twitter, Instagram, and Meta. So Twitter is Geek Film Fest, Instagram is Geek Fest Film Fest, and then Meta is Geek Fest LA.
yes, and
Bill
we
does not
definitely
like me
answer.
saying Meta. He
Yeah, and we
asked me to say
definitely answer
FB.
Meta Facebook. Um, yeah, and we answer most questions. I mean, if they're if there are questions about films, if there are questions about the film festivals, if there's questions about helping us, because we're always looking for new judges within the geek space. We're looking for help at conventions. If if you're into social media, you'll see that we're very active on social media. We're very engaging. Once
Very.
once we announce our official selections, Al's going to grab them as well and do interviews with them. We'll be pushing
Yes.
out their trailers. So there's a lot of fun. We do a lot of fun things. We're working on trying to, maybe put together some virtual events, like a once a month event. But we'll talk about that behind the scenes, Mr. Mega.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that'll
but
be
yeah,
fun. I
we have
have an
some
idea
ideas
already.
we've been playing with, and also, like, if you go to our YouTube channel, we do have a lineup, I think, of about 70 alumni GeekFest films that you can watch on YouTube for free too.
Oh
So
my God, the magic word. He said the magic word, the best
yes,
F word out
free,
there, free.
free,
F
free,
R
free.
double E. You hear that? Over 70 films on their YouTube channel. Again, first glance film festivals on YouTube.
YouTube.
Subscribe, man. Get notified
Yes,
too when they pull up their new trailers and their new
yes.
videos. It's a great channel. I mean, I enjoy my time on the channel as well. I
Good. I'm
honestly
glad.
do.
I'm glad. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. I mean,
You
between
do.
GeekFest and First Glance, I think there's 150 films that you can watch for free because they're
Free.
alumni shorts that have been, they may have played 10 years ago, but they still play well on YouTube. Um, so yeah, I'm excited about it. I think we're getting there. We're still trying to figure out a way to get this stuff, on an OTT channel, like a GeekFest channel or a First Glance channel.
Oh my
On the
God. Oh, we definitely must
Yeah,
talk. We must talk,
yeah,
for real. I have my friends and I, and we were talking because, again, we have so much content ourselves and amazing creative people in our lives. And,
yeah.
just like
I'm
you,
trying.
a mission to
I've
help.
been looking. Yeah, I've been looking at Roku, um, to see what we can do with them, because apparently with Roku, you can create your own channels. There's just a lot of it's a lot of work.
Oh,
So
definitely. I'm sure legalities and whatnot because of the content. It's homework, brother, but it's all right. All right.
yes,
We'll conquer it one step at a time.
at a time,
That's all it is.
exactly.
All right. So again, let me just say thank you. Give you some flowers, Bill, because it's people like you that that are a blessing to the world that want to help others and send out their messaging. So everybody wins here. You have an amazing festival. You help ultimately talented people. Just amazing. So and just thank you for doing that type of work and helping others, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
And
mean, we thank you. We thank the filmmakers, because without the filmmakers, we wouldn't have an event. And of course, we thank the audience and the attendees, the conventions that book us. And let's hope and plan for, my goal from the beginning was that by year 10 we would have 10 big events. So keeping the fingers crossed,
let's
hoping we
go.
get
Let's
that,
go.
and we get
And
these filmmakers out to 10 different events this year.
so any folks, if you know people that are involved in conventions and the programming side, please, hit them up. Let them know that they need Geek Fest, Film Fest at their show. Trust me, everybody wants to get off their feet once in a while. So perfect opportunity to be fully immersed in quality entertainment while you rest your feet and put down those shopping bags at a convention. I mean, come on,
Exactly. Exactly.
right?
Watch, vote, have fun,
Yep,
meet
yep.
the filmmakers. You know, that
You never know.
a great thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the wonderful thing that at least I witnessed was there was a particular film. It was a Star Wars fan film, and the director was there. And as soon as that showing was over, he was flocked by fans with questions and this that. So it's definitely a wonderful, engaging event, and people do appreciate these filmmakers. So thank you guys, as Bill said, for your work and keeping us thoroughly entertained.
Oh
And with
yeah.
that, I'll show you one last time, geekfestla.com. Visit the website, all right? You know what to do there. Follow them all over the socials, Twitter, Geek Film Fest, Instagram, Geek Fest Film Fest, Meta, Geek Fest LA, and of course, First Glance Film Festival at YouTube, all right? You heard them, free movies to watch. So I know you probably saw everything on Netflix and Hulu. There's going to be a next binging thing you're going to do, all right? So with that, thank you, Bill. Much love. Mi gente, thanks for tuning in. Alto tells you what to do. Support my fam over Undercover Case with No Prize Podcast, Definitive Crusade, Old Timers, Sloppy Sport, everything they do, all right? Hasta la próxima, mi gente. Wepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.